welcome to the show.
مرحبا يا أهلا فيك.
And thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, looking, I guess, at what Shurooq is doing, obviously, it's very big into developing Sharjah as a tourist destination, to reinvigorating that sector. You've had the opportunity to look at Dubai, look at Abu Dhabi, look at their tourism offerings. How is Sharjah comparing? What sort of strategies are you taking in comparison to those two Emirates? And what kind of tourists are you targeting?
First of all, Sharjah has a unique proposition when it comes to focusing on culture, focusing on authenticity, and that's something that we have really strived on making sure that Sharjah is distinctive by itself by being a modern Arabic Islamic city. The great thing about the United Arab Emirates that we have seven different Emirates, and Dubai had done great mega projects, and Abu Dhabi have even recently opened a lot of projects. And with Sharjah being involved in that, we are focusing more on cultural activities, cultural projects, a project that will add lifestyle to the people and that will attract a lot of tourists coming to the Emirates of Sharjah. And that's something that we really focus on. The second thing is that we noticed that in the tourism sector, people actually travel to know more about authenticity, about the history of those countries. And that's why when we announced our project, the first project that we have officially announced was the Heart of Sharjah, which is taking over the historical area of Sharjah and redeveloping it into becoming a destination of itself, which includes museums, galleries, and we also host a lot of events and activities in the same area.
Looking, I guess, at the tourists in particular, are there certain countries you're targeting more than others? Who are you looking at?
We're actually looking at different sectors here. When we talk about tourism, then we're looking at more than 40% of the tourists are actually coming from Germany and Russia, and the others coming from the GCC market. So we have a different market here between Europeans and between the Arabs. And we've noticed that we have recently noticed a lot of increase from the GCC market, and that made us focus on catering, making sure that whatever we're developing is actually benefiting the tourism sector. We also would like to attract a lot of Emiratis to this sector. We've noticed that the tourism sector doesn't have a lot of employment for the Emiratis, and our development are focusing on catering those sectors. Tourism is a major sector in Sharjah. It is almost 3% of the economy of Sharjah, and Sharjah is known as to be having a very diversified economy, and which makes it one of the best economies in the region when you come and focus on different economies and notice that Sharjah economy is basically diversified between manufacturing to re-export to tourism. Tourism is still low in the figures, but that's why we're developing on it.
So if tourism currently makes up around 3% of the local economy there, where would you like to see it move to in the years to come?
We're looking to make it reach at least 9%, and that's why we're developing projects in different parts of Sharjah. Sharjah is one of the biggest Emirates in the United Arab Emirates. It's the third after Dubai and Abu Dhabi. It is also unique because it's located between the Arabian Gulf and the Oman Gulf, which means that Khorfakan, Kalba, and Dibba are benefiting out of it, and that's why we're developing our projects also in the eastern region, which we actually call them the jewels of the eastern region. Khorfakan having the new Shadi resort, Kalba having the ecotourism development, and Dibba having its new island that we're developing.
Sorry. So looking at the eastern region developments you're talking about in particular, Kalba, Dibba as well, and Khorfakan. What are your plans then, I guess, in terms of expansion for those jewels? Yes. How do you see them fitting into your overall tourism offering?
We made sure that every city of the eastern region has its different unique identity. So for example, if you talk about Kalba, we have actually created a collaboration between us and the protection agency, the Environment Protection Agency in the Emirate of Sharjah, that we are releasing animals. We're creating an ecotourism development that we're having for the first time mountains, woodlands, and the mangroves area created just for the people to enjoy and for animals to be freely roaming around. We're having lodges there, cafes, restaurants, and making sure that whatever we're developing is benefiting the people and benefiting the environment. And Khorfakan is an amazing site. It's a diving site, very well known in the United Arab Emirates, and that's why we're developing a very unique resort called the Shadi Khorfakan. Up on the side next to Oman and Dibba, His Highness have announced developing Al Hisn Island, which is one of the new projects that is recently announced. More like a project that will benefit the people by having residential project. which is not for sale. Actually, it's only benefiting the people of Dibba Al Hisn. But on the other hand, between Dibba Al Hisn and the Al Hisn Island, we're creating a development that adds more cafes and restaurants. So it adds lifestyle to the people. So whatever we're developing, our aim is not to basically sell it to people. Our aim is to create lifestyle, creating more unique destinations to Sharjah.
There's certainly some very interesting projects there, and a lot of people who are now interested in investing in them certainly tend to be Chinese. I think there's around 120 Chinese companies investing about 100 million dirhams in projects there at the moment. Is China a tourism market that you're looking to tap in, and what kind of role can these investors play in these projects?
We, first of all, most of our projects that we have announced are developed by the government of Sharjah. The funding is coming from the government of Sharjah. And that was the first step. The first stage for us is basically to show the assurance of people that Sharjah government is willing to invest, and to show how important is this sector to Sharjah. On the other hand, the Chinese tourism is a huge market. They roam all around the world, buying goods everywhere. They're making everyone survive in today's market. So yes, it's an important market for us. Sharjah has a great relation when it comes to the Chinese market. It's been historically, Sharjah was the first emirate or one of the first cities around the world that actually opened its arm to the Chinese. And that's why you'll see more than 120 companies coming from China and investing here. And so even in our trade visits when we went to China, we found that the relationship between China and Sharjah especially is a great relation. We have opened our arms to attract the Chinese as investors, but as investors for their own good, not for our projects. But when it comes to the tourism, China is a huge market, and the Asia market is basically the evolving market of the century.
Absolutely. So, of course, a lot of emphasis on the Asian market. Your Excellency, thank you so much for taking time and joining us on the show. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks a lot.